I'm Julie Thompson from IABtv, closing out the 2016 Digital Content NewFronts. It's been such a privilege covering these all over New York City, almost 40 presentations from giant media companies, traditional, non-traditional, disruptors, some of the hottest production companies out there, showcasing the best in original digital video. The consensus is crystal clear. Original digital video is on fire, it works, and it's now becoming part of every brand marketer's media plan.
It's really amazing, especially being partners with the IAB, to think where we are today in 2016, because in 1 year, digital is projected to overcome TV in terms of size. And looking back 20 years ago when the IAB started, I don't think any of us ever thought that that would be possible.
This year, the NewFronts were bigger than ever. We had close to 40 presentations across 2 full weeks. 13 out of those were new, engaging, interesting, fantastic brands who put a lot of effort into it. All presenters this year have been great. There's been huge creativity. There's been a clear focus on the buying opportunity that there is for brands and buyers. There's been an incredible professionalism and packed rooms. Amazing year.
Another indication of the momentum of the NewFronts was the kind of press coverage it garnered, not only in the trades, but in mainstream publications like the New York Times, Wall Street Journal, USA Today, and more.
We saw a few trends this year, and I think one of the bigger ones was that the NewFronts really got real. It's no longer about a build if sold experience where a show might only be produced if it has a sponsor. This year we saw real content that is produced, and real talent on stage that will appear in these shows.
In the last year or two, brands and agencies have really bet on Google Preferred, which is the best of YouTube's content, as a concept, right? They wanted our best content, the most engaged audiences, and a way to buy that was easy and more familiar. But this year, almost every single one of them walks into the upfront with proof of return and understanding of what this platform did for their brand metrics, for their purchase intent, etc. So we are seeing brands and agencies engaging with us earlier and much more substantially than they ever have before, and that creates a really different feeling about this season than the ones prior.
It's my first time here for the NewFronts, very excited about it. This is our second year where we're doubling down in our digital spending.
The NewFronts are so important to working with brands because it gives us a showcase, one showcase with all of our clients in one area. This morning, we had Google announce a $250 million upfront with IPG Magna, and that's just the start of it. This movement from broadcast towards digital is absolutely here, and it's here to stay, and the NewFronts are the critical catalyst for all of that.
They're all presenting really great case studies of the kind of work they're doing for very big fashion marketers, considered purchase marketers, as well as packaged goods marketers.
In the past, there was definitely a divide between digital budgets and TV. And I know as an agency, our position is to kind of bring those together a little bit, especially since a lot of like the digital dollars, some of it's going to the same company. So definitely clients are beginning to kind of combine those dollars together.
The second trend I think we saw was the kaleidoscope of content. Such a huge variety of different content types across different forms of video, long form, short form, mid form, all based on a really deep audience knowledge. We saw content around fashion, beauty, lifestyle, esports, huge trend this year, travel, gaming, women's, men's, health, news, medicine, entertainment, you name it.
Millennial moms are a really big trend that I've been seeing emerging. She Knows Media talked about them, Style Hall as well, Awesomeness TV talked about them last night. Hearst was a standout example for me last week, where they were directing a program not just at millennial women, but also millennial men with their How to Be a Man series in partnership with Esquire.
What I loved about Refinery was that it was very focused. They had a theme around claiming power. All the content laddered back up to this one thing that they stood for. You were in the audience and you really felt like you were part of a movement and that they really understood their audience very specifically.
As the head of video for CNN and the co-founder of A Great Big Story, I'm completely obsessed with the quality. I think there is so much video out there right now. It's becoming indecipherable, especially in the news space. The way to stand out now, both for your audience and frankly with marketers, is to be something special, and I think we have the power to do that.
World-class content studios and production facilities are now a given.
The biggest advertising trend that I've seen this year is the proliferation and again the maturation of content studios at the different publishers, I think every publisher, with maybe one or two exceptions, has developed an in-house agency to develop content with or on behalf of brands. And it's a really, really interesting development.
This year it's also been about the marriage of creativity and tech. It's every filmmaker's dream. Virtual reality, 360 video, long-form video, short-form video, vertical video, it's all out there.
It's a very exciting moment in storytelling right now. There's a real renaissance happening across so many different media. There is a new birth happening in VR, so it's a really exciting time to be a storyteller. When you watch a video, you feel that you have seen something. When you watch something in VR, you feel you've experienced it. You don't think you've watched something, you feel like you've actually been there and met the people and had an experience. It's actually a fundamentally different experience from just watching a film.
The Mashable NewFront this year was all about the marriage of art and science. So on the science side, that's our velocity technology, which is predictive analytics that runs throughout our entire content creation process. And on the art side, it's the creative work coming from our Mashable Studios group that does original programming video series as well as for our brand partners. And as we announced today, now for TV through our partnership with Turner Broadcasting.
The last and maybe most important trend this year was around distribution. Media needs distribution, and distribution also needs media. So the combination of platforms such as Snapchat, Facebook, and Instagram with the well-produced digital video content is really the true power of this platform, and we saw that throughout presentations this year.
Really for us, it's about bringing content to where consumers live. We define it as that it's really the convergence of mobile, social, and video. That video is the dominant media type going forward. That social is where the distribution is occurring. And of course, mobile is the consumption device, and that's where you're going to consume it. It's really about understanding that as a media company today, you have to understand how to bring content to consumers where they're living in a native way.
Thanks for tuning in, and please check in with IAB.com throughout the year to learn more about the power of digital video and the opportunities for marketers and publishers. See you next year.